every creator that's doing it at a high level had no idea what they were doing when they started.
No.
A lot of it is just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And most importantly, it's just getting started.
People underestimate what you can do with a camera and the impact that you can actually have. It's not just about making money. What you say and how you create could drastically shift someone else's life to the degree that you don't even understand. Now, the reason why an individual will pay attention to your video within the first 3 seconds is because of 2 reasons. Number one.
Welcome back to another episode of Wealthy Creator. I am your host, Justin Berry. Today, man, I got a guy, man. We're here at WealthCon 2024 in January. I just got an opportunity to talk to this guy, and from my understanding, me and him are kind of doing some of the same things for the creator that we influence. But he is a business owner, entrepreneur, CEO. I mean, this guy, he's got some talent because I've seen what they're doing in their business, and I'm excited to have him today. Cole Dasilva, bro, what's up?
Thanks for bringing me up, G.
How you feeling?
Good, dude. Good. This is super cool. This is the first time I've actually come down to Vegas for an event like this. We came down here a little while ago. First time in Vegas was our last time we watched one of our boys step on stage for a bodybuilding competition. Oh, sick. So definitely a little bit of a different vibe.
Oh, sick.
But it's cool.
So before we get started, why don't you just tell the people what it is that you do? I know you can explain it better than I can, but let the people know how you creating all this influence and business out here in our space.
Yeah, so I'm an online business coach for personal trainers. I run a company called PT Domination with my business partner, Brian Mark. We've influenced over 5,000 PTs in the last 4.5 years of running our business, generated over $16 million, and helped 327 hit $10,000 a month. Long story short, I do business coaching, mindset coaching. I'm a husband, a father.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you're behind a lot of the strategy behind everything. And how'd you get into the business and developing in that way?
It was everything through B. Nice. So a lot of individuals see the partnership that we have now and what we've been able to build, and they think it just kind of came together randomly. But this has been built from the ground up. I actually found him when I was struggling with a Percocet addiction back when I was an iron worker around 8 years ago. He became my first fitness coach when he was just starting his fitness company. I then scaled for a little bit. He brought me into the company as a trainer. We scaled even quicker, became business partners, started the massive business we have now, and have just grown everything we've ever done together.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And if you all want to see the episode with Brian Mark, it'll be a link down in the description. You can find it there. It was a really good interview. Man, your partnership is interesting, man, because I can tell you all are friends. I can really see like there's a relationship there, and you all are building something magnificent. Tell the people how important it is to collaborate in that way and find an individual to grow with.
The most important thing ever. So like when it comes down to building something, it's always great to be able to do it yourself, because then you feel like you got that chip on your shoulder. You're like, I built this, I'm self-made, is something that I like to actually attack on social media and attack in life in general. Everybody wants to be self-made, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt that we would not be living the life that we are living without each other, period. Yeah. Like, obviously he would have his fitness coaching business because he was doing that before he met me. But the way that we were able to scale it together, and our yin and yang personalities and our coaching style has just skyrocketed everything we ever did, from our fitness coaching company to the business coaching to the gym we now own. It's all been together. Yeah. And let's be real, entrepreneurship and building stuff is lonely. Yeah. It's a very lonely journey. And if you don't find anybody to do it, it's very easy to talk yourself out of doing the stuff necessary to get to the level you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I agree with you 1000%. Like, a lot of individuals that I've seen that are doing things at a high level, where they struggle is community. Yeah. Where they struggle is having either that family or that support or just someone to encourage them on days where it sucks, right? Like we all have those days. And so, it really is meaningful to find that person or that team that can really help you build. And you guys, man, like, just so we're clear, I'm not talking to people that just are doing average things. So I want you to just give some highlights to what you all have been able to accomplish in the past years.
Bro, it's been crazy. So like, I still remember to this day having a conversation with B when I wanted to become a fitness coach. All right. I was his fitness competition client, which he actually pushed me to do because I didn't even want to do in the first place, because I just wanted to get shredded. I didn't want to do anything else. And I just did the classic bullshit fitness coach thing that everybody does. I won one fitness competition and was like, I'm going to become a personal trainer, dog. I'm going to do this shit like every other fitness coach in the world. Yeah. He called me out. He's like, nope. So I went to my second one. Then he brought me onto the team. And when he brought me onto the team, it was kind of like a weird, and I like to quote it as a pipe dream. Like, oh, this will be super cool. I'll be able to build something and make a business for my life and be able to scale. But it quickly became something that I'd never really even thought of. Wow. like it quickly started to scale into something that I was like, oh, this is what I wanted to do. Like this is the catalyst that's going to take me to where I want to go in my life.
Yeah.
But I never dreamed that 8 years ago we'd be living the life that we are now. I knew it'd be successful.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that I'd go from living in a 600 square foot apartment with my wife of today, walking because I didn't have a car, to owning a multi-million-dollar business and a 20,000 square foot gym, driving our dream whips. And I'm not even 30 yet.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
It's insane. It makes no sense.
No,
and
man.
It's also dope.
It's God, bro. It's God, and nothing's crazy about that, right? Like he has already designed it. The story's been written. You're just fulfilling, the destiny, right? Like you really are putting in the work. And so like I can totally relate, dude. Like you asked me 5 years ago, would I be walking out onto the WealthCon stage in front of 1,000 people? I'd laugh, right? I played college ball, so my dreams was always to play ball. Once that finished, I was like, all right, what's next? And I was, having these 9-to-5 jobs. So this was never in the plan. All right. I picked up a camera in college because I had a choice between pottery and photography as an elective.
Yeah.
This was not the design, right? People, it's real. Like I had no plan on really getting into media.
I feel you.
Ever. It was not a passion. It was none of that. It was like you play with dirt or take pictures of pretty girls.
That seems like a no-brainer to me.
You know what I mean?
I
like that's what it was, and I knew it was an easy class to pass, and you stay eligible to play. Yeah. So that's just how it worked out. But it's funny, man. Like when you really get into it and you really start to see how impactful it is and how impactful like content and media can have on a business, then it's like, okay, I'm all in because I'm watching everything grow from there.
It's insane. Like the people underestimate what you can do with a camera and the impact that you can actually have. When it comes down to what we create online, it's not just about making money. Like what you say and how you create could drastically shift someone else's life to the degree that you don't even understand.
Absolutely.
Like I didn't build my followings because I wanted to even scale a business. Like Brian had talked about in the last episode, which I know you guys will go listen to. I just started doing it because I was like, I'm fucking bored. I was like, I didn't have any voice, any social media. I wasn't growing any at all. I had folded all my other side projects and just was focusing on PT Domination so me and Brian could grow this thing. And I just wanted to start ranting. I wanted to start talking about stuff because as this dude who tells people the same shit every day and no one listens, I was like, I'm going to go online and start spitting some shit and like tell the world what people need to hear, because I always say people's problems are not individual. Like what you're dealing with, someone else is as well. That's awesome. Regardless of how special you think you are, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Your problems are not individual. So I would just take your problems and go spit it in a video and 1 million people latch onto it because we're all dealing with the same shit.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you said something there that really struck me, because I remember thinking to myself, you're coaching people and not doing it. Right. Granted, I was doing it for Ryan and helping out his platform, but it was like, you need to start doing it for yourself. And it takes a little bit, right? Like it's uncomfortable to go from behind the scenes to now in front of it, but it was important to do. And I can see the respect from the people, right? Like, he's not just talking about what he's done for Ryan. He's actually done it for himself too.
It's probably the most important thing to me and Brian across the board is actually walking the path that I'm going to teach you. So when we first started, and to give you a little breakdown and like how it all works, again, when we first started PT Domination, we still had our fitness coaching company. So I owned both with B, but he was 100% into the fitness coaching company and 100% into the business coaching, just teaching that. It got to a point where he couldn't do it all himself. So I stepped in, but again, he was the face and he's been the face since the beginning. I was focused on the coaching. All right, dope. So let's build this out. Let's build this out. Funny story, which a lot of people think that like we had this crazy business plan and we knew what to do. Motherfuckers, we built our business and launched it in 5 days. And made our first, 40 G's in 5 days.
5 days.
I had no idea how to do anything. He's like, build me a website. I'm gonna build the webinar. I'm like, okay. So we filmed a bunch of videos, went on ClickFunnels, built a big thing out, and bam, and started it. But it was like always 100% focused on coaching in the back end of it. And then B was always focused on the marketing of it. And then it reached a point where I was like, I got to start talking about this stuff, because I feel like an imposter sitting down and being like, okay, this is how you grow your social media when I've got nothing going on. And even to this day, like I'm very bullish and like I'm the guy, even though I'm the CEO and the owner of the company alongside B, I'm the guy who's going to sit here for 2 hours and teach all of you how to do content. Why? Because I'm doing it at the peak level. And I'm not going to be like, okay, let me take this person who's got like 5,000 followers and barely knows how to speak on camera and stick them in front of 50 people and be like, teach them for an hour.
Yeah, can't work.
It doesn't work like that. You got to be walking the walk. And that's what we've done from the very beginning and we'll continue to do.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Like it's the truth. And I think everybody needs to hear it. One thing that you spoke of too, and I want people to understand this. Every creator that's doing it at a high level had no idea what they were doing when they started.
Not at all.
And you just spoke to it again. Like, we don't know. Like, today, we still, we know a little bit.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And most importantly, it's just getting started. All right? You got to get started. You said build a website. Never built a website before, but I'm just going to get started and figure this thing out.
Dude, I had no clue. Not even a little bit. I literally started pulling up YouTube on this screen because I like gaming and stuff in the past too. So I always had the two screens. So I'd have YouTube here and ClickFunnels here. And I'd just be like, how do I build this? And then I'd watch and I'd be like, okay, how's this look, B? And he's like, dude, that looks amazing. I'm like, oh, perfect. Sounds good. Let me create a little bit more. And that's just how it's been from the very beginning. We have a motto in our community that we just say, homie, just jump out the plane and learn how to build the parachute on the way down.
That's it.
Because I'm like, if you just keep sitting there debating on how you're going to land, you're never going to jump. And the next thing you know, the plane's going to land. You're not going to get anywhere.
That's it.
Like, you got to go.
We're all graduates of YouTube University.
Always, dude. 100%.
I haven't, like I said, there was one class I took for photography, barely paid attention to it. And once you start to get into it and you really think that it can be kind of like your lane and your focus, that's when you start to really dive in. I watched so many YouTube videos on how to do this stuff, man.
Yeah.
And then when you get into a community that can help you as well, that's when those partnerships come about and things start to develop. So for anybody listening, anybody that's watching, if you're hesitant because you're just unsure, the best thing you could do is just get started on the trying.
Oh, yeah.
Go build your website. It's going to suck. The great thing, and I tell people on stage, the best thing right now for all of you all that suck is that no one's watching yet.
That's exactly it.
No one's seeing it. So even when I start putting stuff out, I've never seen an episode of mine.
Yeah.
I don't watch any of my content that goes out.
No.
Cause I'll critique myself too much. So I'm like, all right, just let it out. And I was like, let me just check the comments one time and see what people are saying. And it was nothing negative. Everybody was thanking me. Everybody was saying, oh, this helped me so much. Believe it or not, the most viewed video on my Instagram has nothing to do with anything that I have going on in the business side. It was just some life advice about, downloading and leaving your Bible app open at night so that when you wake up in the morning, that's your first start to your routine. Just trying to create a habit. And that one video did so well that I just start seeing followers come in. I'm like, are they following me for like that type of information? Like, do I need to make more of that? Or are they actually, but what gets people to follow, I realize, is that you actually have content on there of value.
Yeah, that you're human.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's showing the depth across everything. And B touched on it in his speech today at WealthCon. It's a mix. Everybody gets so situated on one individual thing because people only want two things, money and fame.
That's it.
But that's not what's going to get you anywhere. Because the people who actually blow up, like you said, number one, we don't really know what we're doing. We just kind of wing it. But also number two, we care. Like I got into doing what I'm doing because I felt helpless as a kid. I grew up with nothing. 45 minutes into the country, living in a country trailer with my family, two younger brothers, mom and dad. My two older siblings were kicked out of the house between 14 and 17.
Wow.
Gone. Like we had nothing. I felt helpless. So when I found that I could impact individuals with my voice on social media, I was like, game on. Like, sounds good to me. And that was besides everything. Like we didn't do anything for my social media until the last month.
Wow.
Everything else has just been, we're going to build and market through bees. I'm the coach. I'm going to make sure that we optimize this stuff. We're going to keep a 93 to 97% retention rate. We're going to make sure that everybody gets served across the board. But my social media was just like, let me talk my shit. Because if I can impact one person, and I say it all the time, FOTO, focus on the one. I don't care about the 1 million views, the 10,000 comments, the followers that I have across all platforms, just that one comment, that one DM where someone's like, this is what I needed. That's my win for the day. And then I'm like, next video, next video, next video.
That's awesome. That's awesome. One thing you all have mastered is creating hooks. Like some of Brian, like I'll be like, bro, what did he just say? Like he just cursed me out in the first second of the video.
Hell yeah, bro.
I want to speak to that, and I want to get some of your strategy and your tips on that, because I know my audience wants to know, how can I create better hooks?
So this is my shit.
Let's go.
This is something that I'm like incredibly passionate about. When it comes down to talking videos, and it's why I got amped up when you asked Brian the question, what do people need to be doing? And he said, share their opinion. That's it. It's talking videos and opinion pieces. Now, the reason why an individual will pay attention to your video within the first 3 seconds is because of two reasons. Number one, you hit controversy, or number two, you sparked emotion in them.
Awesome.
Whether it's hate, love, passion, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you spark emotion or you hit controversy, they'll pay attention. Anything else, nobody gives a about. And it's why we always joke around with our PTs when they do like the workout videos like he was touching on. Because I'm like, homie, you look all right, but why am I going to watch you do a dumbbell curl when I can pull up pumping iron and watch Arnold do it back in the day? Because guess what? A dumbbell curl is a dumbbell curl for the last 3.5 decades. Nothing's changed. Right? It's the same thing. So when it comes down to creating talking head videos, especially those when it comes down to the hook, there's 3 things you need to pay attention to.
Okay.
All right. There's thoughts, purpose, and delivery. So we'll touch on thoughts first. What do I mean by that? And what is the concept behind it? When I'm sitting down to create a video, I need to think about the thoughts in your head.
That's good.
And my goal is to join the conversation that you are having and then finish your sentence with my thought because I'm the authority, not you.
Yeah.
And that's how I think. So that's the first part, the first breakdown of it. The second is the purpose, where a lot of people, they have the thought, and let's say it's about losing weight across the board. And they're like, oh, I just got to help them lose weight. So what you need to do is you need to put yourself in a caloric deficit, and you need to go to the store and make sure you're buying the right food, and it's boring as
yeah.
Well, what's the purpose behind the video? Well, the purpose behind the video is you want to help this mother lose weight because she hates the way that she looks. She's not wearing any of the clothes that she loves. And due to that self-hatred, she's now pouring that negative mindset into her children.
Yeah.
So now you have the thought behind the video. You're joining the conversation in her head, the purpose behind it. Now you need the delivery, which comes the hook. And there's 3 parts of that. You need a hook that slaps, a subheading to support, and then the plot/story to deliver. This is how I teach every single person how to blow up on social media.
Yeah.
This is how I've taught everybody across the board, from Brian to Kirst to everyone in our entire group. Thoughts, purpose, delivery across the board. And when it comes down to the delivery, a lot of people end up trying to hit hooks that sound professional and that join everybody's breakdown, and that doesn't offend anyone, where I just want to get straight to the point no matter how you feel. And that's why I joked around at the beginning and I was like, what do you feel about swears? And everybody else is like, well, like, it's not very professional to use profanity, and more what I'm just 100% authentically me in every single part of the word, no matter what.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to delivering the hook, I'm just going to get straight to the point across the board. So let's say the mother is avoiding the mirrors because she's struggling. When I sit down and create the video, I would say something along the lines of, avoiding the mirror isn't going to help you become a better mother for your children. All it's going to do is make you hate yourself more and then pour hate into them.
That's good.
So this is how I break it down. And I can come up with hooks no matter what the subject is across the board, because I'm not trying to sound professional. I'm not trying to sound like my textbook. I'm not trying to sound like the billionaire that tells you to speak a certain way. I'm just going to be me, like we're having a regular conversation right now. And I'm going to speak to the thought in their head, not speak to the actual result they want. Does that make sense? That's the breakdown of it.
Man, I hope y'all taking notes on that. And if not, y'all hear me regurgitate it during our calls.
I like it, bro. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, dude, like it's exactly what any content coach would say.
Yes.
Right? Like I did 20 minutes up there talking about, and you all are making content that sucks because you won't get vulnerable.
Yes.
You won't actually tell me what you feel. You won't actually show me who you are for real. Right? And you're in a prison of people's opinions. Right? You're stuck trying to figure out what the individuals want to see from you.
Yes.
Rather than giving out what you have for them.
100%, man.
Like it really does become a lot easier when you dial it back and just go, what do I have to offer?
Yeah.
Like, what can I share with people?
100%.
Right. So it's funny. Like when you asked about cursing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, man, do you? Because although I might say it different, the message is the message.
Yes.
Right. And there's going to be an audience that loves how you deliver. And then there's going to be an audience that loves how I deliver.
Yes.
And that goes for everybody that was willing to put themselves out on the platform.
100%. Like I always say across our communities and everything else that vulnerability is what breeds relatability.
That's good.
If you are not vulnerable, no one is going to relate with you, period. Why? Because let's be real, knowledge is endless right now.
Yeah.
All right. We've got ChatGPT where you can literally pull it up and ask it any question. It will give you any plan from create me a fitness plan for my specific results, age, weight, and more. Bam. 3 seconds. Create me a business plan. Bam. 3 seconds. Like we're not lacking knowledge. We're lacking action, but most people won't take action. And I like what you just said there because they're locked in a prison of other people's opinions.
That's it.
And it's the truest statement in the world. When I first started posting on social media, I honestly got more hate at the beginning than I do now.
Really?
Because now my followers are ruthless.
Yeah.
They come hate me, bro. They'll rip you up.
They come in for you.
They'll come for your juggler and then go to your content and roast you on there. It's intense.
Yeah.
But it was just because I'm just willing to say what other people won't.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm going to speak the truth and I'm going to say exactly what's on my mind because that's what worked for me.
Yeah.
That's what took me from the drug addict to the millionaire under 30. That's what took me from where I was to where I am now.
Yeah.
The truth, the hard hitting vulnerability, the rawness of sharing your story and going through what you went through.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you sharing, dude. Like it's so valuable. Here's my next question, because I know you get this probably a lot as you get newbies joining into your community. I always hear, so I have my personal page and then I got my branded page.
Yeah.
What's your advice for individuals trying to determine what to do between the two? My advice is always that you are the brand. So I'm not going to go look for your logo. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go look for the name of your company. If I see you somewhere, or let's say we met in person, I'm not searching your company. I'm searching for you. Exactly. So my advice is always to just combine the two and forget trying to separate the two. Are you a face of your brand? Yes. Then you are the brand.
Dude, 100%.
Tell me how you deliver that message to your audience.
How I deliver to my audience?
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot. Only have a personal page. That's literally how I deliver it to all of our clients. That's like, that's straight, raw, real. Why the would you have a business page? That's exactly what I say. And I just explain it in the way of like, listen, if you don't want to listen to us, do your own thing. Mm-hmm. But then go look at how long it took Coca-Cola to become Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. Look how long it took Apple to become Apple. The reason why these companies blew up quicker, like a Tesla, is because Elon's attached to it. Yeah. Because it's Elon's brand. Mm-hmm. When you even hear the word Tesla, it's because of Elon. And Elon blew up before Tesla started. Mm-hmm. That's why it connected. Where a lot of individuals, they separate the business and the personal back to what you said earlier. It's because of other people's opinions. Yeah. They don't want their mom or their siblings or their acquaintances or their high school buddy they haven't spoken to in 17 years to be like, hey, you're posting a lot of business stuff now or fitness stuff. Like maybe you should stop. It's getting annoying. Yeah. Where if you just realized if you were 100% transparent in every area of your life and posted all of it, you'd get so much more business and impact so much more people. That's why if you go to my page right now, yes, I'm a business coach and me and Brian do a lot of collaborational business reels, but a lot of the stuff you see is motivation, me talking, my family, my beautiful baby boy, my dog, and different things that I enjoy because I am the brand. Yeah. I own businesses. They don't own me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And even on the topic of business, because I think this would be a super valuable, valuable information to this community. Mm-hmm. As an owner, a partner, and the actual creator of the content and the coaching, I understand from that level. How do you balance the administrative part of the business as well as making sure that you're nurturing and feeding your audience what they need?
Team.
Yeah.
Literally team.
What does that look like?
When it comes down to what we do, we have a lot of moving pieces. So in Pizza Domination, we have 51 employees right now, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Between 40 and 50 employees right now, based off of having virtual assistants, our COO, our head coaches, and more, making sure that everything is good to go. And then same thing with the gym. We just brought in a new manager, who's an absolute stud. Brett, if you watch this, appreciate you.
Shout out, Brett.
And everybody else. Like, don't get me wrong. When me and Brian first started, it was just us. And how we find the balance, we barely slept, like 1 hour a night. And I was like, and we grinded every single day and we get super stressed out. And then when we get stressed out, again, the benefit of having a partner, he would lean on me and I would lean on him. And we just keep it going. And we still do that to today. But when it comes down to right now, we would not be able to do what we do with our team. Yeah. We have our main COO. When it comes down to just our finances and our back end, we have 4 individuals that run all of that. Okay. Then when it comes down to our content, it's pretty hands-on with us. Like that's something that we really don't let go of.
Yeah, I saw Brian posting and coming up with the caption. And I'm like, man. Bro.
See, we do that ourselves.
Okay.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, we might not do it across every platform. I'll give you insight into what I do. Yeah. So when it comes down to like a filming session for me, when it comes down to any content, like you'll see my brain turn on like crazy. I'll film anywhere from 50 to 97 videos in one session between an hour and 2 hours. And I'll just crank them out. Now, what we do is I'll take all those videos, I'll post them up on Instagram and TikTok because I like to control how the narrative is and I like to see how everything's going. Yeah. But then I also have another individual, Daniel. It's actually Kristen's little brother. He works for me as well. Daniel, shout out to
Daniel. Shout out to him.
He does all my reposting. So he'll take that one video and we'll post it on YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, Threads, Twitter, across the board on Facebook. And that's how I've been able to amass. I actually checked before this because B was saying it, just over 1.9 million followers across all platforms.
Nice.
Because we just repost everything. Now, again, should I get someone to help with the Instagram and TikTok? Yeah, maybe. But the business stuff, and I heard this from our mentor, Dan Martell, the content shit is something that lights my soul on fire. So I don't want to give it away. Where the business stuff, there's a lot of things that me and Brian don't enjoy. Like I do not like it. I hate building systems out. I can understand it. I know what we need to do, but I don't like building it. So now like I've got my right hand, Janelle and Josh, and they help me run my entire coaching teams because we have anywhere from 11 to 15 coaches across 3 different levels. So what I do is I tell them what we need to do. We tell them about the schedules and they go build it out, make sure it works, hold everybody accountable and hold the core values of the company.
Yeah. And that's just real game. Like we can sit and talk in front of the camera and about everything that we have going on. But there is a solid team behind us.
Dude.
A solid team. I always get like, people are always impressed with how fast we get content out. Like they're like people that aren't at the event can see the event. And at least the highlights of the event while it's still going on. Like we had Brian Mark going up after he was 3 minutes into his presentation before it was already being highlighted on our pages. Right. And edited high quality. Right. Like that's kind of how we move. We like to take the least amount home. Right. Like whatever we can get out so that we don't have to go edit, because we all been there where we've been editing all night and trying to figure the content out all night. So we just found and established systems for that, but it is a really strong team. Like I got a team of 12 people that work for Ryan Pineda and all of the wealthy brands that get it all out. I was
backstage looking at them. I'm like, I like this. I'm always like filming. I took photos of like 6 of your guys' rigs and sent to my photo guy and was like, go buy this on Amazon right now. He's like, all right, bro, sounds good. I was like, do this. But yeah, dude, I agree. It's team. Like I've said it from the very day one, like I'm not self-made, period. I've never been. Even when I was struggling and I was doing nothing with my life and I wanted to make a transformation, I found somebody I took inspiration from. Like we would not be here without our team, our coaching team, our accountants, our financial team, our VAs, like they are all helping us get to the level that we are and more. And if it was just me and B, we wouldn't be here. That's awesome. And the second thing you said was your mentor. Dan Martell's been on the podcast. I've had the pleasure of hearing him speak and tell his story. But you're 1000% right. I mean, and now as coaches, you're becoming mentors for other people. And so it's just, you're paying it forward. Dude, I'm not going to hold you up any longer, man. I really appreciate the time. I really appreciate you sitting down with me. Thank you for having me on, bro. I did not expect this, so this is dope.
Absolutely. Let everybody know where they can follow you and find you.
Bet. So, guys, my tag is the same everywhere across YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and the podcast is Wake Up with the Wolf. But the tag is Cole Dasilva, Luis. You'll be able to figure me out. Just make sure you look for the verified accounts because there's a lot of fake motherfuckers out there.
You know how I go. Absolutely, man. Again, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the event. I hope you had a good time here in Vegas. We try to create the best experience for our guys that are coming in. But yeah, again, it's really appreciated on your time.
Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right. Be sure to follow him and check those links down in the description. Be sure to subscribe, like the channel. Support, man. Get in those comments. I need this creator army to be just as strong as theirs over there. We have a battle. Hopefully I can get some of these guys on, some of the coaching calls and deliver some stuff for us. So we're gonna see how we can collaborate and make it work. Make sure you tune in to the next one. I appreciate you all. Thank you.